6:32. Minutes of August 17th.
You know, I couldn't find them. I know you sent them out, but I was looking on the website. And I couldn't find them on the website, so I will
Because they're
abstain.
draft. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
They can't be put
that's
on the
why.
website until
Okay.
they are approved by you guys.
Because I know you send them out, but I was like, I just looked on the website and
So we
that
can't-
was all the time I had.
So
So
we can't,
I can abstain, but I didn't read them.
I didn't read them either, so can we pass it
we'll
on?
do
to-
them next time.
No,
Okay.
that's fine. Make a motion, we postpone the minutes till next meeting?
And I'll second it.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Okay. Peg would have told us if we had mail, I would assume. So, sites to discuss, follow-up report on Gulf Street, so Mr. Lazo is here. Come on up.
Take the hot seat.
Excuse me, it's been hot today, so I'm a little, something nice, cool, ready to go to sleep.
I know. It has been amazingly hot.
Well, where we're at right now with this, because we not only concentrated on the ravine, we removed a tremendous amount of material. We're not done yet because it's got to be dressed off. But we cleaned up the top of the yard, which is like 40 years worth of my dad's construction business, and we just went to the mattresses on the cleanup. It was just, to us, it was like we wanted to get everything off the banking side. I don't know if you've been down there, but there's like a riverside, and then there's a inside. It's a long tract of land. So the riverside, the whole banking,
We're talking about the canal.
the canal side. But if you're at the garage is here, then this piece of land goes this way. There's a canal side, which had storage cans, vehicles, metals, old wood, whatever it was. I took probably, I don't know, maybe about 15 dumpsters of junk out of there.
Wow.
I scrapped
That's a lot.
probably another 10 metal, not including the vehicles that we just went after in order to get rid of them to the scrapyard. So right now, the land on top there is all clear, clean and fine. The only reason why we haven't got back into the ravine is because of the rains. I'm sorry, I just never seen it the way it is. Even the jobs we're on are just, it's the first time in my life I set up a foundation on Big Alum, and because of the rains, the panels floated. And it's not in the lake, this is on the land. So we have to pump water into water tanks, then have the sewer company pump the water. It's all clean water, it's aqueduct that goes into the lake when it rains. So I'm having the same problem here that, like, I want to get down in and see, like, there's little rocks in there and stuff. I contacted Jimmy Pioppi, who's a friend of mine, and his yard is up further than mine. He has a machine that's got a telescopic extension. Like, I have a big machine, and my big machine can dig anything. But this one keeps you away from the wet area after the rain, and you can get closer to dress off the banking. And then, but the majority of the material though has been, you can see where we put it up on top of the hill. And that's where we're at right now. I think if the rain could just let up, we just get in and get it done 3 weeks, 2 weeks, maybe less, depending on the material. But what happens is, these rainstorms last, it's technical sprinkle jobs, and that's where I'm at right now with it, but it's in good shape. We cleaned out the rim, all the other side, we pulled it forward, we're pulling it up the banking, and that's where we're at. I don't know if there's any questions, but I know that the bridge was very important, the old underpass.
Yeah. I have a question. I thought that this telescopic extension arm that Jimmy Pioppi has, I thought that we had talked about it before.
Yes.
And I don't know if it just didn't work out to use
No,
it.
he
or
got
what.
busy, he had to do Ellis Road, Gulford Road,
Oh, right.
and he was
Something
in
like that.
Holland, so the piece of equipment is tied up.
Okay.
And so I tried to get in there with the big machine,
Mm-hmm.
which, as you can see, I removed probably 8 feet of material back.
Mm-hmm.
And we put it up on the hill, the big mountains up there. And now that's all we have to do is like clean up and dress off the hill is what I wanted.
Okay.
Because the whole hill is grown in all the way up to that swatch. where we're working. But everything on the top side, it was a major project, you know, and, we're getting there. How much more time? If the rain's good to us, we'll get it done before Thanksgiving, hopefully sooner.
Well, they had sent or at least I think Eric had indicated,
Oh, right.
right? I don't know if he sent paperwork, but
Yeah, and I
it was
don't remember the
October 1st.
date.
October 1st was the deadline.
Yeah.
because the work on the trail,
But,
we want that
Would
done.
come-
no,
They
and
don't want it done.
I'm off, I'm away from
Yeah.
the trail. My thing is, the trail is here.
No, sir,
What's that?
I beg to differ.
That's the picture. If you go back to the other picture, that's the trail.
That's the railroad bed.
Right,
The property line.
That's the trail.
there's the center line, and then there's the
I get it.
border.
Go to the other picture.
I'm used to it. There we go.
You see what I'm saying? You're looking from the left side now, and it's cleaned out, you can see under the bridge. That's 8 feet that we took out of there to the base, to the basin.
You remove material from here?
If you look at see the crown,
Yeah.
okay, if you go back to the other picture, it's backfilled up to the top.
Yeah. I have some old pictures, fully printed. But this was my picture of before. I had actually been working on that area for about 2 months, cutting back the brush so that people could see
Right.
the stone arch culvert. That was the picture before. This was the first picture I took of when the material was, surprised me. I had been going back to do some more trimming, and suddenly I find that,
Right.
okay?
I mean, we got more work to do, I'm not debating that.
No, I realize that, Mr. Lazo. Right now, this picture is from 9 o'clock this morning. Right now, it took me about 30 seconds to park my bicycle, walk up on the tracks, take a picture, the first picture that we had.
Is this the side toward my property?
No, this is the side towards East Main Street.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know, I'm not sure how I get the other picture back now.
Oh, you want the other one?
Yeah. This is yours property side. That picture I showed you of the initial fall, when the material was first put, you'll notice there's still quite a...
Right, it's gotta be 8 feet.
Right.
When was this picture taken?
9 o'clock this morning.
That makes no sense.
You know what, sir? I had a close relationship with this stone arch culvert before this happened. And I'm looking forward to the QRV trail going in. And once again, seeing that stone arch culvert with the water underneath it and a reflecting pond. And as people drive by on East Main Street, there'll be solar lights and they will see that stone arch culvert.
That's fine.
It's a beautiful asset of the trail. It's gonna attract business. I've attended some meetings with, I think the last meeting you and Steve were at. I have talked over with Eric Ramsey at the time, and I totally agreed with Eric. He says it's a local business. You're keeping communication open. And I realized maybe I didn't hear the whole picture about what you needed to do on the top. Because to tell you the truth, sir, I've been back here time and time again. I have never gone up to the top of that property and looked at what you're doing up there. Because this is my concern.
No, I understand that.
Okay, you'll notice on the picture of the original, the back radius of the arch. You
Yep.
Notice the back radius of the arch. You notice the radius of the shoreline,
Yes.
okay? This was not, if you could see the original picture, this was crystal clear water. Yes, it has a skid in it. And on this page, on this one, you'll notice the skid's still there. This material pushed it all out. Now, like I said, this was the initial.
There is no pond of water there, you know that, even when it was with no fill in it. I lived there.
I-
That's all it was
Sir?
grass growing out of it.
No,
The other side,
sir.
the contractors filled the other side, there was never any water in it.
Sir, I'm sorry, that is crystal clear water. I will,
The picture doesn't look like water to me, I don't know, maybe I'm
I
blind.
will take, these pictures are obviously in
And
better
it's probably
condition.
dried up now.
It has dried up now.
Shouldn't,
That's one of the
with the
reasons.
rain we're having,
Sir, you have to understand, there was a system at work there. The water you see on the East Main Street side, do we have a Raj Mecca on the board?
Oh, there's, no.
All right, the water you see on the main.
I don't wanna argue, what do you want me to do?
No,
This discussion's ending in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
I'm all good,
Sir,
do whatever you gotta
sir,
do.
What,
Right now, I'm getting aggravated with you.
okay,
Okay, I lived there my whole life, on the hill.
okay.
And I know this property better than anybody. And it's a homemade, man-made moat to go to the power plant down at Simsack. I get it. Times have changed, regulations have changed, I get it. I gotta get the dirt out of there. I thought we had a lot more dirt out of there, unless with these rains, it's filled back in. Because, I mean, we put some serious, if you calculate the dirt on the hill to the dirt that came out of the ravine, you're looking at it, this doesn't make sense to me, to be honest with you.
Can I go back and I have
But
some.
if it's like that, I can tell you this. I told my brother, because he was doing it, from the top of the brim, we match the opposite side. And I know that it's too wet to get in there because of the mudslides. It's not that our machine's really big, and we try and reach it down and stuff. But for me, I know what I have to do, and there's a lot of work to be done in that picture, if that's the way it looks right now.
Yeah. I'm sorry, can I just express some questions to the board? If these questions are any way out of line or inappropriate, please let me know. Because I don't have my exact metadata on these photographs that I have, when was the approximate date of the transfer of soil from the garage site in Sturbridge to the property at 86 Gulfwood Street, and the approximate amount?
I have no idea.
Okay.
About the date, though?
I have
Was
no
that
idea.
this summer?
Would you
I'd have to go back and look at it.
Right.
Well,
Close gas?
we've been doing enforcement orders for more than a year, so
Okay,
it has to have been before that.
Right.
okay.
Correct.
I would actually.
But I don't know the exact date.
No, that's not a problem. Where on the property was it dumped?
Right down the hill.
I don't believe that was the case, Mr.
It wasn't dumped on the hill? And how did the fill get on the hill?
No,
I'm misunderstanding what you have.
okay. How did it end up where it is now?
It got dumped in on the hill and it kept filling. We wanted to put the road to Main Street from the industrial side.
Can I ask, how are you going to get a road across a DOT railway and a town property? Or Boston
The
Gas?
thing was, the other side of the railroad track's not owned by Boston Gas, where we were going. The thing is, when we started this, we were under the impression you filled the other side of the ravine from the Chris Chrysler, which is now the Napa building where the gate is, that opened up to fill this with water. And then what happened was they filled from there all the way over, Walter Reed, Buddy Sloper, us, everybody. So when we're looking at this end, from the other side of the road, through the car wash all the way around. So because that happened, I was under the impression that it's a man-made, it's not a river, it's not a stream, it's a man-made moat that's supposed to let water go to the power plant, controlled by a gate, which was the Quinnebog River. So with that history behind us, there was free fill. I go, let's stockpile the fill down there. I said, well, because at this time, the rail trail is dead. St. Angelo has given it the kiss of death, and I'm a big fan of the rail. And I'm one of the guys that are really, in the beginning, fighting for it. So I wasn't on council, it's dead. Hazardous waste is in the rail bed, and, we go back to that discussion.
Right.
So I sat there and said, well, if that's the case, instead of all the heavy equipment on both these industrial sites goes through that little neighborhood, which that's where we go, you drive through the little neighborhood. We could probably start thinking for the future of putting, a gateway down to the road. So I said, well, let's just stockpile the fill on the inside of the ravine, and that's where It was Potlow at the time, was hauling it. He dumped it over there. Then Rumsey comes into the discussion after the fact. Now all of a sudden I get on council, the rail is back alive. Now Peg Dean does a marvelous job doing the funding, the grant funding. We still got, things with the bed rail, with the environmentals. There's more contaminants in the bed rail than there is to the left of it. So now Rumsey was concerned because it was hauled out of a gas station right away. Southbridge, that's dirt, it's gas dirt. It's not gas dirt. It's from the back hill behind the gas station. It didn't come out of the tank dirt. So
if you don't know what time and you don't know how much got dumped, how do you know what was in it?
I didn't measure the yardage. What I did was I saw where it was dug out. I was on the other site.
So you don't remember though when that was?
The exact date?
Approximately.
I can get the date. I can just ask. I can ask the person at the gas station. When were you doing your project? I can get the date, but I don't have it tonight.
No.
I didn't know that was something that was important. I thought getting the dirt out was more important. But the thing is, Rumsey tested the dirt. He told me, I go, hey, look, listen, go down there, do whatever you have to do. I'm not that kind of guy. If we have problems, I'll clean the problem up, whatever it is.
It's been over a year though.
What's that?
It's been over a year.
No, and I understand that, but when I got down there, I couldn't even get to where there was one little lane to dump. And that's what happened. He dumped. To the left of where it was dumped, there was these tanks that I don't know where they came from. I'm not in the tank business. My father made some deal with LeBlanc Oil. I said, get him off the property, can he please? He had his guys come down, clean them out, do everything by the rules, haul the tanks out. So when he moved that, there were piles of like concrete panels and dirt mixed in. Don't know what it was, inherited. I get a dumpster and I start hauling dumpsters. I started from this little, probably 40-foot opening at the end of the yard, and we started getting everything out of the yard. Vehicles, metal, this.
So you couldn't get to this?
I did get to that until the rain came.
To get the stuff that was in the
Originally,
wetland.
no.
So when everyone was dumping, were they dumping within the buffer zone to the wetland?
I don't know where the buffer zone was. I just thought it was the ravine that we could fill in. I miscalled that, was my fault.
You've been doing construction long enough. I mean, I've known you since I was a little girl at
Right,
Train
but we
Brothers,
filled in the
right?
whole other side. So thinking it was a man-made moat,
It was.
we were allowed to fill it. Because conservation told us then, A&K Motors, car wash, it's man-made so you
And
can fill
Pickens
it
said
in.
it was okay.
Right, so conservation said that was okay. We filled it from, not me, but all the contractors, filled it from the gate, all the way to across the street. They
south
since
side
paved
is Main
it with a
Street.
car wash in, it's all commercial.
Yep.
So what I thought was, that happened over there, so what we can do is stockpile, try and get the fill on site. And it was more fill because they dug the whole back hill of the gas station.
You know the saying that goes with assume.
Yeah, so I assumed. So now I gotta pay to fix it. So that's life. And now I'm sitting here, when we started, we couldn't get the machine, you couldn't just drive down the hill. So what I had to do is, all these tanks have to come out, and these things are like the size of the room, 3 of them. Then there was these piles of metal, then there was piles of wood, then there was, so what I did
So
was,
the dumping trucks can get down to dump, but we can't have machinery come and get it back out.
right, because when you dump it down the hill, you're dumping like this.
So you stay at the top and you dump it down and it all.
Right, and it just goes down, goes down, goes down. When you dig it out, you gotta get down.
Right,
So,
get that backhoe in there.
so all of a
And
sudden,
that's where that
you gotta
arm-
dig like a road. So what we did was we cleaned up, while we started the yard, we just said, the whole yard's a dump. Let's just clean the whole yard on the riverbed side. This way here, we wanna put like trees on that side later.
But you knew this was important to the Conservation Commission and
Right.
that they had given you extension upon extension
Right.
and enforcement order. And
Right,
the
yeah.
last thing that Eric said to us before he left was that fines would start on October 1st
October
if it was
1st.
not cleaned up.
You can have the property if you want, don't matter to me. I'm not, that's where I'm at. I'm frustrated because I can't get in there. Because the
You
machines,
can now though, right?
not with the rain I'm having.
Well, Well, it's not rain, the rains were earlier this
I
year.
understand, but what they dumped
I'm
there.
looking for rain
No, I-
from my garden.
Oh,
It's
please
pretty
don't.
dry now. We
I'm
should
like,
be
I
okay
can't
now.
wait.
Well, no, but the thing is, you say it's fine, but because the earth has not been compacted, the minute you take a machine, put it on it, you go into a slide. My brother's the one doing the digging and stuff, and I'm on him like, how much can we take out, how much can you go down? He goes, and I wanna say we got a ton of it out, I didn't measure how much it is, but we still need time to clean it out, and I don't know what the answer is. I mean,
So what's gonna make it better? What will compact the soil? What will?
no rain,
For how
no.
long?
if we just get like a week and a half, what happens is it dries from the top down.
Right.
So what's dry, we remove.
Yeah.
And that's what we did until the machine slid. And then Stevie said, Scott, what do you want me to do, die over this?
No.
So I turned around and I go, Stevie, I know, but I'm the guy that panics. Not panic, but I'm the one that's worried about conservation. My brother Stevie doesn't worry about anything. He's my older brother. So I sit there and I'm like, when Peg asked me to come in for an update, I said, I'm totally wrong. I have not a leg to stand on. The only thing I did a good college effort, and I don't want anybody to get hurt. If you go on, even if you go where he walks over to the trail and you look at the hill, how clean it is, and we have to go forward with it, I need more time. If there is no more time, I walk away from the site. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, the enforcement order would start on October 1st, and you said you would be done by Thanksgiving. Can we try for October 1st?
Oh, I'm not done trying, trust me. The
Okay.
machines never, think about this.
And then we
My excavator, I have not taken on any work with that big machine, which is a hit for me already. Now, it's never left that site, and anytime it's dry enough, when he goes there in the morning and he drives over, if it shakes like jello, it's too wet.
I realize, and I'm not a construction expert, but what you're trying to do is create a bench to set the vehicle on, a safe, compacted
To reach,
bench.
right.
And I've seen the effort you've had to move a swath of, but that swath and the rain has also now washed more material down into the.
And that's the fight we're having.
Okay. Can I ask, do you have any consideration on the property line of your property line between your property and the railroad? Railroad bed.
The pin on the bridge, well, who's the gentleman on conservation, the older guy? Ken. Ken said there's a measurement from the middle of the trail over. I forgot what that measurement is,
And it sometimes varies on various parts of the trail.
depending on how the rail
Right.
goes. But where this is, it's pretty straight.
BSC Group should be in the process right now of establishing those property lines
Right.
as part of their engineering. So I would ask you to reach out to Peg Dean and say, do we have a clear definition of where your property line is? And
That's a good point.
and you say it was never wet. I had seen it during the wet time, and like I said, it tended to keep its level, because if it rained, the water level didn't go up, it went up the canal.
It was always damp.
Right.
But I could walk down there, but, you know what I'm saying? But like rain like we're having now,
Yeah.
even if you get out of where the dirt fell in, where we pushed in, and go down further,
Oh, it's full of tires.
you can walk on it.
It's full of tires. It's still full
We
of
can walk
Walk
on
on
it.
tires.
You missed my point. I'm talking about walking on the material. You walk on the material.
Right.
Now, when it rains, you're not walking on the
Right,
material.
because you'll sink in.
It's the type of material it is. I don't know. I didn't touch that part.
All right.
Well, we had originally had October 1st. He was saying Thanksgiving. How about October 30th? Could we hold off fines until October 30th?
As a compromise?
As a compromise.
Anytime, I go to bed praying for no rain. And, if we have no rain and we can get it, because the thing is, when it rains, we need it to dry out a little bit.
If I
That's the
could,
problem, Adam.
if I could complete my comment about the bench, you are going to have to remove dirt that maybe you don't, as part of your property, to create that bench, to create a safe access for the equipment. It's additional work that you're going to have to do above and beyond achieving that bench and removing the material from out, away from the stone arch. Would you agree with that?
You don't wanna create a bigger monster either, and then you're gonna really be in a fix, you know?
Well,
It's easy to sit here, you're not contractors and stuff like that, but you don't wanna create a monster on top of the problem already.
For the minutes, I need to know who speaks.
I'm George Chenier.
town council.
I mean, it's not like he's done nothing.
My thing is, I understand what you're saying. And the thing is, no matter what happens on this one track now that we got it open, and now that we can go in, you know, kind of go like a shelf, down with the shelf, bigger reach. The lower you dig the shelf, on the high end, the lower you can grab the material that's further away from the base. Because you're doing this.
Yeah, but you can't get it up top.
Yeah, you do, it's double the work.
You're only gonna get
It's
it.
double the work. Once you get the flat part, you turn around, you grab the dirt, you put it here.
Yeah.
And you grab as much as you can and put it here. Then you go up the ramp, now that we have the long ramp to come out, and then you drive from the top and you grab it from here and put it way up on the hill. And you come back down in here. And this, at some point, we try to get the shelves down. We can reach it. Well, because I was in a panic because of deadlines and you know, I want to do the right thing, I turned around and went to see Jimmy Pioppi because I said, Jimmy, he was like, you go on a Sunday, because I work all over the place, because I work 7 days a week, he works 7 days a week. He says, I'll go down on a Sunday, he goes, we'll prep it up, he goes, this way here you don't have to do the shelving. But you need to let it dry out a little bit so my machine don't go in a hole. I go, that's the problem we're having. I mean, if I knew what I knew today, I guess I wouldn't have all the dirt in. You know, I looked a gift horse in the mouth and it's a hard swallow now.
Well, like I said, I'm not a contractor, and building that ramp and building that shelf is a lot of work before you even pull the first scoop of dirt up.
That's the easy part.
But, and I realize it's difficult, but I just think we.
It has to get done.
It has to get done, please.
I am not, Kevin, I am not
I know.
arguing with anybody here. I'm just, I had a long day and I know one thing, I'm wrong. And you guys are right and I should pull it out. I misunderstood what I thought we could do and not do, and that's life. Preserving the fill was what I tried to do. I was gonna go for permit for crossing. You can cross the railroad.
So
But
would
now-
October 30th be a good compromise? Because we
It's a
don't want to
compromise, but Mother Nature
exacerbate
controls me.
things.
That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Thank you for the extension, but
And-
Mother Nature controls me.
And as much as you pray for no rain, I pray for rain.
All right.
I know, I know.
But-
There's gotta be a happy balance with that.
I know.
And
So let's maybe do a motion, after, when you're done,
No,
we'll do
I'm
a
done.
motion to extend the deadline in that enforcement order, for fines to.
Do we actually have that enforcement
I
order?
believe Eric had it, I will have to
Okay.
ask where it is,
Okay.
because when he created things, they didn't make it to my files all
Okay.
the time, but I'm sure he has it in
Okay,
there. I can just create a new one,
yeah.
actually. So whenever you're done, we can do a motion, but you look like you were gonna say something.
No, I think we're in a good spot now, and I look forward to, hearing about, maybe we do a follow-up mid-October, our mid-October meeting.
That would be great.
And hopefully my pictures show
Yeah, we'll
some
put
progress.
you on the
in just-
agenda.
Those aren't very good pictures, by the way.
Um,
What are these red lines?
What do you want?
What are these red lines?
It's a printing error, my ink was running out.
Oh.
And I will do.
Thought my eyes were going bad.
No, I will do what I can to get my computer pictures electronically. I have to get them off my computer. Of course, I never throw anything away. That's why these pictures were still in my folder for QEBIT.
Yeah, but it's a good comparison.
And like I said, Scott, as a member of the trail committee as well, I was glad to hear about the QBIT going in, and if I can do anything with the trail committee, or
You know my feeling about the trail.
yeah, I do, and that's one of the reasons why I
And
was
I think it
agreed.
was gonna come through, not without a lot of work and changing minds, and we accomplished it, so I think it's a good thing.
Thank you very much. I make a motion, we extend the order till October 30th.
2023.
Yeah.
Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Thank you very much, and I will do the utmost to get this
So
thing done once and for all.
Probably October 18th will probably be the meeting.
Okay.
And we'll expect an update that day,
I'll be,
okay?
I'll
Is
be-
there
Sounds
an
good.
email? I mean,
I'll be
I
watching.
can send a reminder, do you have an email?
put what phone? I got email, Scott Lazo, number 1010 at gmail.com.
Scalazo10.
At gmail.com.
gmail.com.
I'm not a big email guy.
Okay, you wanna give me your number?
508
Yeah.
208 7708. I'm on the road all
Without
the
Eric, it's us, it's me, it's Peg, it's Katie. Ken Comia, I guess, is coming back to help us.
Good.
So
But, like,
that's a Wednesday.
very
You're
limited
gonna be- Yeah, we're gonna be moving to Wednesdays to accommodate getting him back here to help us till we can get
You're a good man.
an agent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see
I
him.
call him
was
Father
excited.
Time. 1985, I had a
excited.
little rookie counselor. He was on conservation. And that was what, 40 years ago?
Oh no, Ken Comia? No, he was our agent. He was.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, and it wasn't back in the 80s.
Wasn't it? Yeah, late 80s.
Oh, no.
No, that's Ken Pickren.
Oh, I'm talking
You're
about Ken
thinking of.
Pickren.
No.
Yes.
No. Ken Pickern retired off of the commission.
Yeah.
Oh, well, who's
Oh,
the
and
guy
he's
you're
been out
talking
for
about?
Ken Camilla was our agent before Eric Rumsey. He was our first
Oh,
conservation
yeah.
agent.
I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about Ken Pickering.
Yeah, no.
I call him Father
Ken,
Time.
Ken is traveling too much to make it reliably to
Yeah.
you, so he finally said,
He was a good guy.
we're trying to put some kind of a bench or something on the trail, maybe
Yeah.
in
Commemorate.
of the decades that he.
You need any donations? Or
Yeah.
I have
She
my
was
man.
on and
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Scott.
What's that?
Is Jack here tonight?
I don't know.
Thank you.
So thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
All right.
Just to point out, since you're new, that's called a conflict of interest, saying, if you need any money for that bench, I'd be happy to contribute.
Yeah, well, no, he said that as a citizen, not as
Right.
somebody before the.
Right.
Well,
Okay, so B and C. So Eric and I guess Mike Julian had gone to see these two. I have reached out to Mike Julian multiple times through email just to give us an update of what they actually saw, because Eric was kind of fuzzy about it. I
yeah.
have not heard back from him.
I know.
I'm sorry, can you
He's,
be
like,
excused
super
for 1
busy.
second? I forgot.
So I don't know. Is there an issue? You guys can just go take a look at both of those sites, and if you have an issue,
Erosion at Pleasant Hills. Where is
I
Pleasant
don't-
Hills?
uh,
Is that the one up by, okay, off of Pleasant Street?
I think so.
That development?
I think so.
Okay.
And then 631 Charlton Street, that's the one with the stuff in the brook. And I did talk to or emailed with the lady. He had gone out there. She would like somebody from conservation to go out there. She's concerned about the neighbor. She said Tuesdays were better for her.
Because Gus and I have been out there
You've been out,
twice.
but you had already gone out there.
And we didn't see anything.
Sort of illegal or
Yeah, and-
dumping of any
And,
kind.
and we went out last week because it was after some rain, and which Scott has different rain dimensions than I do. But anyway,
We're talking Charlton Street?
so yeah, so we went there and just checked it, and the renter was there, and he was like, "Well, I don't own the house, but." Yeah, go
And
ahead.
this is the renter. Do you think this is the house where the lady was calling us, or this is the neighbor?
We weren't sure about that. Maybe the.
See, I'm not sure, and it didn't seem like it was flooding.
There was
So
nothing
I'm
looked
not
amiss.
sure. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna I'll reach out to that email address I have again for that person and just say,
Okay.
hey, look, is there still an issue?
Right.
And then you guys can take a look at Pleasant Hills and see if there's an issue. And you can
Okay.
certainly call Mike Julian if you want and see, or we can email Eric still, or text. I can try texting him to see what was up there.
Did you have anything else to
well,
say
there
on
were,
that Charlton Street?
the
Because I know
Charlton
you and
Street-
Gus walked down there.
Right, there is some fallen trees that might be causing an obstruction when we have heavy rains. Maybe that's, the situation. However, I don't, how would you address that? Would you ask the property owner to remove?
Right, it's really hard because that's the river,
Right.
so they own to the center of the river.
Mhm.
I believe that's what Ken always said, right, was that it's
Yeah,
owned,
right.
each side owns to the
Yeah.
center of the river. So it's not a concert, it's not some, we don't do work, right? We don't
Right.
lift trees out of the wetland, the
Yeah.
DPW, unless there's a health issue,
Yeah,
they're
And
not
plus,
gonna go do
The
that.
person we spoke to was the renter,
not the, no, no.
Oh, right.
not the
right, right,
owner.
Right.
And-
so
Yeah,
it would be
and
the
another,
owner.
another situation, there was some debris, close to the brook, Katy Brook area. How close it was, I didn't measure it, and I just made a comment, geez, it might be a good idea to clean up the debris, but I don't, we're not in the business of telling people to clean.
I mean, unless
that-
it's a violation of the Wetlands Protection Act, then
Right.
no.
Which would be
Right.
what, within 100 feet or within 25?
Oh, 100. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the buffer zone, so you can still regulate, that's a resource
Okay,
area.
okay.
yeah,
I don't,
And for the riverfront, it's 200, right?
yeah, I believe so.
yeah. If, like you said, send them an email and say if it's a reoccurring problem,
We'll take a look at it again.
right, and if we do take a look at it again, maybe it needs to be addressed that, yes, we're gonna, there's efforts being made to stop the flooding, but we'd also like efforts being made to remove the debris from the wetland area. Well,
18 mil, did you want to say anything about that site walk you went on?
Okay, well, I went on the site walk with the town council, and my concern is that it's so close to the river. And it would have been nice if Scott had still been here, because he was the one talking about the architecture of the old brick building, and if it goes, it's gonna shoot bricks everywhere. And
Is there anything they could do to stop that, though?
right, there's nothing they can
They
do
would have to clean it up.
stop it.
The owner would have to clean it up. If it does fail and goes into the river,
Yeah,
the owner would have to clean it up. So they either fix it proactively,
right.
or they need to remediate, which,
okay.
you know what I'm
So
saying? I mean,
there's nothing
I mean, I
that we
think,
can
I mean,
do
think about
now.
it with me. I don't see other, it's not like you can put a net there and leave it
No,
there all the time.
no.
No,
You know, so,
you don't know which way it's gonna fall.
yeah.
It's-
if
Right.
they have,
And,
you know,
And I
If
want
I can
to
correct-
differentiate. Natasha was talking about the front of the Mill Street, which is different than the spot that I'm talking about. I'm talking about right by the river. Because she had said on one of her emails, well, it doesn't really matter because this is the front. So, but I'm talking about right
The
because
extent, it's actually an
Yeah.
addition that was put on the original mill.
right, and it's like
The
very
two-story
close to the
extension.
river.
Right. A couple of points. That extension that goes out, the two-story extension that goes out was built later, and it is a brick structure.
Yeah,
However, the main mill itself has a brick facade,
yeah,
which actually makes it more of a safety risk. Because if the building was actually brick, well, when brick fails, it fails altogether. A wall fails, it all comes straight down, gravity takes it.
yeah.
What they are worried about is that is a stone building. The inside is stone. They put that brick
Not brick,
facade on the
just
outside.
stone.
Yeah,
Like
well,
rocks.
stone and
so it's gonna
water.
go in one lump sum.
Yeah, it's just gonna peel off like the big,
Okay.
so that's one of the reasons why they want the fencing.
Yeah.
Even the fencing, I mean, it's a
Right,
five-story
I mean-
building, it's a five-story building, which means you're gonna
Fencing
need to
is-
put the
Stop a
fencing
brick.
60, 70 feet away in order to, if that entire five-story wall goes, you'd be halfway up Canal Street.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So,
What did they, after the sidewalk, what did they say they were doing with that?
Mike Julian, he was gonna put some more fencing on the front part of the building, I'm not sure what they had decided about, because,
But it's a building code
Right.
inspection issue more so. I mean, if there's a side tangent where it would affect the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
okay.
but thank you for including it,
Yeah.
because I do think it's
And,
worth
I
discussing.
think it also has drawn the attention of the historical commission as one of the properties in town that they need to keep an eye on. Polish Club,
Right,
Mill Street, what was the other one? Oh, there's still
for
Talk-
demolition delay.
there's still talk of Sacred Heart Church, of what's going to
Oh, really?
totally, well, October 1st is their deadline, so I don't mean to get off subject.
No, it's all right. Okay, so CFC for 43 Quail Run. So, we would need, I think that you guys went to see it, right? Or at least one of you did.
It's
Yeah.
the cul-de-sac house?
Okay, well, we had gone to see 32 Whitetail.
Oh.
I think.
Yeah, that's coming up in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so I just want to get these straight.
Yeah.
This
Because
is the first one, and you had
because it's
emailed
both
me
up there.
that there was a silt fence, but it was across the way.
Okay.
And it didn't seem like there were any violations, and indeed, no, scratch that. So this one does have its own. This one has two.
Mm-hmm.
So the infrastructure, which it needs to be partially released from, and then it did have its own, but you didn't see, if I remember
Yeah,
from your
the
email,
owner, yeah, I didn't see any violations with the owner.
Right, that was the
Did
first
you?
one. That was like Mike DeRocher, right?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That
So
was,
if you're good, you can make a motion.
Yeah, did you want to say something?
no, I thought it was a nice little babbling brook out behind
Yeah,
somebody's house.
yeah, I thought
Somebody's
they
gonna have
took
a-
good care of it.
Mm. And that silt fence we actually found was maybe a different job site on the other
Okay, on the other
side.
side.
So, I make a motion, we accept the letter of,
The COC.
Issue a full certificate of compliance for 43 Quail Run
Quail
and
Run.
a partial certificate of compliance for the same property for the infrastructure plan.
okay.
Official wording.
Official wording, thank you.
And Maureen, second?
Yep.
All in favor? Okay, and so what I usually do is have you guys sign right away so that I don't forget to get those signature pages, and this one actually has to go tomorrow.
Maureen, can I
And
borrow
so
your
we don't
pen?
have,
So I
so we don't
lose my
have to
shot.
run down here.
And do
Where,
signatures.
down here?
Any,
Oh, yep.
any of those signature lines down.
Yep.
I'll sign it.
You're John Hancock.
That's a good
And that one too.
That's a good signature pen.
This goes with 226.
Now, what's this for 540 Hamilton Street? I don't know if I'm familiar with that.
Work will not proceed. Okay, so there was an, let me pull up the email. Oh, I can't pull up email.
Oh, really? You can't?
Well, I can't
It should be-
search anything, but
Oh.
if I can.
Because I thought that there was email on that, so
A lot of
it
people.
should be hooked up. I don't,
have difficulty with
I don't know.
the town hall's connection.
So there was, so an attorney emailed us and said, we had an order of conditions for 540 Hamilton
Oh,
Street from way
okay.
back. We're not gonna do that work anymore, but they had never recorded their order of conditions at the Registry of Deeds. If it's not recorded, then it's not on the chain of title. So her
Yeah.
question was, do I need a certificate of compliance? Well, no, if the work didn't
No.
proceed and you didn't file at the
Yeah.
registry. So I just wanted to bring that up.
And
Work
we
will
have
not
had
proceed.
situations like that
Yeah.
previously, correct?
Yeah,
And we discussed it and we were just
Yeah,
like,
I just
well,
thought I would,
they
you know-
didn't do anything.
yep, they're not gonna do anything, and it was not, normally, even if they're not gonna do something, if it's been recorded, we'll issue the certificate stating that work was not completed and releasing that lien. Because once you have an order of conditions on a lien,
Right.
anything
Right.
affecting that property, it will show up and prevent transfer or whatever else. Okay, So I just wanted to bring that up. Now, 32 Whitetail Circle. So that's another certificate of compliance. That one you went to see.
Yeah, and that was the one that Gus and I went the other day, and the owner was there. You know, he had just moved in. That was one of my questions. The other COCs are when people move out, and this was he was moving in. So
Yeah.
why the difference?
So anytime there's a transfer, so sometimes we might get it on the front side, sometimes we get the call on the back side, depends what the bank
So
requires.
it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
Okay. Yeah, so we walked down by the brook, and he was like, I was like, oh, it sounds so nice. And he goes, I love it. He goes, and I can't wait to put a little seat here and have my mother come out and visit. And I was like, very nice. Yeah.
So
and
you would need a motion again to issue the certificate.
I'll make a motion to issue the certificate of compliance for 32 Whitetail.
Second,
I'll
Circle.
second it.
all in favor?
Yep.
Okay. Signature.
Oh, sorry.
Um,
And this sheet is a little bit different.
is my name there?
It does
This
say
is the new
certificate
form.
of
I had printed
compliance.
these before they sent the new format,
Oh,
so they
okay.
just updated the forms.
so
Well,
it's
thanks
still-
for
It's still just
not
a-
wasting paper.
So,
Yeah, because it's still the same thing.
yeah, they're not gonna refuse it. No. But now we'll be using that one. Which I
Oh,
kind-
okay.
I
Oh,
kind of-
because it says signature and printed name.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they changed that. Yeah. Yeah, maybe too many people's signatures weren't
Like-
legible.
Right.
Yeah.
You can only get away with an X if your name is actually X.
Right. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so you can just print your John Hancock. I don't know if that works with printing.
Oh, right, like that.
Because that was his
Some kids
signature.
don't even learn penmanship anymore.
I
Cursive.
know.
I
I'm very upset. My niece Linda is like, Auntie Mo, I can't read your writing. And when she was younger, you know, my sister would be like, don't send her cards like that because she can't read it. And I'm like, read it to her.
Yeah.
But now she's 15, so I'm like, you can read it. My handwriting is not that hard
Yeah.
to tell.
Right.
You can tell.
And if you
Pretty patooties, those
if you
kids.
write a note like "Have a good day,"
Right. It's
and then you write it in cursive, it just looks so.
right. And because I know that of Linda, I try to do like printing, and I always, just because I'm used to handwriting, it always turns into handwriting. But I mean, it's just like when you read another language, you can kind of pick up on
You
a
can
couple
pick up some of the
things,
stuff,
even if you
especially.
don't know it.
Yeah. Yep. So this one, I think this was just an email from Peg about, were we interested in applying for a small grant opportunity possible for the rail trail signs? I will have to find that and forward it on to you.
Now,
Something we need to
would those
decide
be
tonight.
the signs? Like, I was always pushing for signs that would identify things like the stone arch and the vernal pools, just as areas of interest. Would it be that?
I don't know. She sent a very quick email that was like, hey, here's something that crossed her email, there's an opportunity, would you guys be interested in, but, writing a grant, whether it's small or not,
Right,
is a big
is
deal.
work.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm not sure if anybody's interested. I certainly don't, unfortunately, have the time.
And I don't have the eyesight, but
Well, why don't you send it and
Yeah, I'll forward
We'll
that.
check it
I'll
out.
forward the email to you.
because it could be something, and I have no idea. I'm just talking off the top of my head. It could be something that the Turtle Rescue League,
Mhm.
as a nonprofit,
Right, maybe, yeah.
can score
yeah.
on. I don't know.
And then number 5, you had wanted to talk about commission identification.
Oh, those things from the police department. Yeah, I used mine for both those COCs, but I was wondering if Kevin could get one.
Yeah. So I will try to find out.
Because I think Natasha has one. I remember going to the police station with Michelle,
Yeah.
and I think Natasha.
How long ago?
This was
A while ago.
2017.
Yeah. All right. Hopefully, it's a very good idea.
I look younger.
You're right. I'll try to find out if that is something, I'm sure they don't do that every day. There might be a day that,
Right,
that
right.
people can go. Okay. Commissioners' announcements?
I have found a thing I'm still going through boxes of stuff that my mom has saved, and she saved all my schoolwork being a little kid. And I found this really cute paper, and I meant to bring it, and I totally forgot. So next meeting, it was like, this picture shows that I was destined to be a conservation commissioner.
Okay. All right.
Because it was
fun to see.
Yeah, it was an essay that that I had to write. It was 3rd grade, because I could tell by the date. It was before I moved to Southbridge.
Okay, so I was going to say, was it Miss Curtsy? I
No.
had Miss Curtsy for 3rd grade, and you're in my grade, so.
So yeah, it was just. So where would you build houses? And there was a river, and I wrote, I would build the houses on far away from the river so I wouldn't affect the beavers.
Nice.
And
You
I thought it was
even
very
had
cute. Yeah. So
Awesome.
I'll have to bring that in. And I put it aside. And oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. That Ken Comia had suggested, he said, does anybody want to attend the Little River Watershed Basin plan update? And I did attend that. I'd be happy to share this with you guys over email if you're interested. Southbridge was featured very prominently in there because we have the largest population of the area towns. And today I attended the CPC talk on productive site walks, and I will send that around when I get it. There was a big discussion of quorum, like on site walks, which we have talked about.
Many
We have
times.
beat that to death, and it was quite a discussion about what to do.
Can I ask which way it went? Did it go to?
Well, some people, they post their site walks, which,
Eric had been doing,
right.
That's how
so that you're then
yeah.
covered.
as a citizen.
Right, which is good. One agent who was on the call said, I don't bother posting them because I know none of my Conservation Commission members would go.
Oh,
Which I thought was very
Sad.
interesting and sad. Yeah. I was like,
be curious how many, like, do they have a full board, but nobody goes to site walks? But we have a small board, but you guys go to site walks?
Right.
Yeah, so in other words, your agent just comes in
They
and
just
says,
trust the agent
Right.
to
Yeah.
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah, and a lot of the towns on the MSCPC things are from closer to Boston, so they have more money and they have full-time agents and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So you can see them sitting in their little cushy offices and stuff. But I also wanted to say, because the person, it's a new person, she reminded people to renew their membership. So I don't know if that's come in the mail.
Okay. It's usually just an email. I haven't seen.
Oh,
it yet.
okay. And it's like $20.
Yeah, so $25.
I-
This one's not a big deal.
I find them very valuable. So, and when I get the recording of this, I will send it along. And Kathy Safara sent in this thing a letter that she had received from her lawyer about quorum. And I don't know if that would help, but it's just interesting, I guess.
Well, I think we just went over again what our lawyer,
Yeah.
that opinion we had gotten years ago. We
Yeah,
should, you
as
know,
long as we post it, we're good.
we're good.
Yeah, this was talking about, I mean, they went into like, well, what if the landowner says you can't go on it, on the property, even though it's posted? And one person said, well, nobody else can go on the property, but the commission can go, just to see the
Now,
issue.
That would get
All the
complicated.
years that I've been doing this, I always thought, so if they filed for a permit, it's sort of understood that they want a permit from you, you have to be able to come and see them.
Right.
Comply
Right.
with.
But in the case of, let's say, someone complains about someone else's property without permission.
Right.
Remember, we haven't been able to go, but if you can see it from a public place.
Right.
Or from where you have permission to be, I believe that's what I've heard over the years. and
Yeah.
I've,
Yeah,
When
and
it-
just so
been
you
doing
can
this for
see
20
it done.
When I attended site walks, I only attended 2 of them, the landfill and the property, Ideal Pools property. It was posted publicly. I actually asked Eric, can I go? And he says, well, yeah, it's posted publicly, you're a citizen. I met them up at the landfill and we took the site walk. Same situation when we did the one down by the Globe.
Right.
Both times. When
Well,
Ken,
I think certainly the landfill, they want people to be, they want to
especially
have it.
especially me. Tom
sure.
Q came down and said, Kevin, why are you standing over here? I says, because I'm waiting for the conservation. He says, I know why you wait here. Just come on, we'll go up to the
Right.
building.
Yeah, it might
So-
be, I think
Right.
Maureen's right, if a citizen was joining the commission and if the property owner did not want anyone but the commissioners who have that sort of the authority, I guess, yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
Even if it's posted, that doesn't mean,
Right.
I don't know, I mean, we're posting it in the case of deliberation, which the public has a right to see.
Right.
Right,
But we're only posting that to cover ourselves, we're not
Right.
intending.
right.
Right, and that was another
To discuss
big topic.
inappropriately.
Like, you're not supposed to deliberate, and
But it's
so
really hard, how do you guys not,
So-
I don't go on these, right?
so one
How do
person
you say,
said, well, what do we
Maureen,
talk about?
How do you not say, Maureen, look at that?
Right, exactly.
Is that a problem?
Right, right.
You
'Cause
know
that's-
what I mean? Like,
That's what I have always
do you
said.
just like, are you supposed to just observe and then
Right.
like, all right, I can't talk about it until, until the
Right.
meeting comes. So I think we still continue to post them.
Yeah, I think it's definitely difficult because I appreciate going with other people because if they have something to say, but we're not supposed to say it.
Right. One thing I
was
should have put
very
on here.
cautious. I was very cautious about saying anything as a private citizen attending the site walk.
Right.
I don't want to, influence,
Interfere in
interfere
some
with the
way,
commission
or-
or open up a can of worms with the contractor or the property owner. I'm just a citizen. I referred to myself as an interested citizen, not a concerned citizen, just interested in this.
Nice
I think
choice
that's
of words.
good, yeah. But a very important thing that came out of that is never go into a house.
Oh, good point.
I mean, I don't know
There's
why you
no
would,
reason,
but
right?
right. I mean,
I'm
that's
sure
not a
that would open up
conservation
the
commission
liability. If you're looking
effort.
at wetlands,
Right.
no reason to be in the
Right.
home. I forgot to mention, so we will have, I have to post, we have an NOI for 884 Worcester Street. And let's see what information I can give you here. And of course, here we go. The applicant proposes to construct 2 duplexes, one partially within the outer riparian zone of Katy Brook, and partially within FEMA Zone A. with compensatory flood storage based on proper regulations. The buildings will be serviced by municipal sewer and water. This is, the engineer.
Is this a new building?
Well, apparently they're proposing to build 2
Okay.
duplexes. It's Glenn Kravosky is the engineer, we've seen him before. Delineated the wetland boundaries in April with 7 A-series wetland flags. The erosion control measures of staked 9-inch straw wattles backed by entrenched silk fence shown on the site plan shall be placed prior to site work. These measures shall be maintained in good working order throughout the project until all exposed soils are final graded, loom seeded, and stabilized. So that's the, you're gonna wanna look at it before next time.
Yeah.
Do you want him to be there? Do you want me to try to set it up with him? Or do you just wanna go take a look at the site?
I don't know. I personally, knowing it's Glenn Kravosky, he is a wealth of information.
Okay.
And quite honestly, he is a god, in my opinion.
Okay.
He is a wetlands
So he does
god.
it, he does
You
it
guys
right.
decide.
It's
He
up
does
to
it
you.
right from square one. He's not going to be controversial. Yeah, I would go with
You guys
Maureen's.
pick your time and I'll see if he can join you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do it that way. You
Yeah.
guys
So,
tell me when you can meet and then I will call him and see if he can meet you there.
I'll leave it open for now.
Okay, well, when's our next meeting gonna be?
September 20th
September
at
20th.
5:30. It's a
okay.
Wednesday.
Yep.
Wednesday at 5:30.
At 5:30?
Yep.
Not 4:30?
Nope.
Okay.
I remember we talked about 4:30. I think we settled
Yeah.
on 5:30. And now I have this one already scheduled for 5:45.
Okay.
So it's going to have to be
Okay.
5:30.
Okay, so, okay, let me see, how about the 13th, September 13th?
Okay.
Do you,
That's fine with me.
okay,
What time?
why don't we say, I'm just picking this number, 10,
That's fine.
and we can pick you up.
Yeah.
All right. I'll ask him and I'll let you know if he's able to join you for that.
Okay, so the September 13th at 10.
Yep. Oh, and the other thing that just came up the other day, I think you might have, were you included on this email, Morris Street? The couple complaining about, they think that there might be, like oil. They live on Morris Street near like the golf course. Does this make sense to you?
Oh, Gus was commenting something about that.
So I have, my husband actually, because I was asking him about
Here's
this,
my
we
email.
know, the co-owners are this guy Jesus
Yeah.
and then Elias Hanna.
Uh-huh.
So Michael did a lot of work for Elias, we know him. He's in Syria, he hardly ever comes home. Mike was gonna call his son
Okay.
and see if he had given permission for anybody to be on that land.
Oh,
Mike
right.
says he doesn't think anyone gave permission to be on that land. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I'm no see.
I know. Everything's
How-
good?
Yes. How are the kids?
Good, very
College,
good. Very,
right?
yes, college and graduate school. So
Nice.
yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Hey,
Um,
almost to the finish line.
Gus walked down there and looking for dumping, and he didn't see any, but
They sent one picture. If you weren't on that chain, I will send it to you.
yeah, I was. It was just Gus read it.
It was a very-
I didn't.
The picture wasn't great. Right, it was video. And at the end of the video, you can see a little bit of that sheen. Now, what Mike was saying was the swamp can sometimes create that. It looks like oil, or, you know, it has that rainbow film that looks like soap or oil.
Yeah.
And the way the part where it's all raw, you wouldn't be, it wouldn't make sense to dump
Yeah.
something there, you know what I mean? But they also, I think, hear dirt bikes.
Right, and I know that there are dirt bikes down there.
So, anyway, those people will be here next time, and, we do have contact information for 2 owners, so we'll listen to what they say,
Okay.
and we'll go from there.
Is it
Okay.
all right for me to visit the site, or do I have to do that?
I will find out, cause there's no one there, it's not like an occupied
Well,
site,
that's
do you
just-
know what I
Right.
mean, like,
And typically, if I don't see signs, if there isn't specific no
like,
trespassing,
No trespassing, then.
right, if I see a no trespassing sign, I have to honor
I
it.
don't know specifically
Uh,
where
uh,
the problem is. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't
Right,
have like an address.
And
like,
I was
to-
just gonna judge the site
Yeah.
in general,
Yeah,
like you said, if
that
it's.
shouldn't be a problem, right,
All right.
Maureen? I don't see
What?
a problem.
If I see
If you were
anything
to just
that,
go sort of, you know,
That golf course, to be quite honest, I mean, I pick autumn olives there,
so,
like all through October. So that's how I know that there are people riding dirt bikes and stuff.
is
Because
it a lot? Do you see them often, or?
well, every time I go down there, I mean, autumn olive is an invasive, but I just harvest the berries and
I'm gonna
use
be
them.
cruising by on my bicycle and say, oh, I thought it was some kind of off-road trail.
Okay,
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
so that's what's
picking
coming up next time.
berries,
Okay.
I like try to stay on their good side.
Right, right.
I'm very protective of the actual wetland, but
Yeah.
they're not near it. And so I'm like, hey,
Okay.
just
So-
because I figure, hey, I don't want them pissed off at me, you
Right.
know,
Right,
the
right,
middle
right.
because I'm picking berries here.
out in
Right,
the middle
right.
of
I'm sure
nowhere.
they don't want those berries though, right? So it's.
Well,
not a
I don't
problem.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah. No, but I mean, if they're not out there picking them too.
Right,
you know, it's-
right. Yeah.
All right, so those are the things coming up, and we have the next meeting date, so
Okay.
I think we're good.
Is Wednesday, September
20th at 5:30, and I think we'll be in that room if I'm not mistaken. Or I don't
in
know.
that room?
I don't
Okay.
know.
September 20th.
Maybe we'll be
At
here, maybe
5:30.
we'll be there. Actually, I don't know. No, I guess we'll be here.
It'll give Kim Comia a difference of, I don't know, room or something. I don't know.
No, actually, now that I think of it, you know what? Unless I remember to change this up here, we'll be here because you have to put which
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you could always put a sign here
We
saying,
could.
move,
You
but
could.
Yeah.
I know all the tricks too.
Yeah, I really like that. It's a different room. It just, I walk in and it usually, like, there's this
Oh, I
musty,
kinda-
I know that I
It is.
smell in here.
I'm kind of used to this room
The
because
old
I
law
like seeing
books.
the
Maybe.
Edgar or
With all due respect to your husband, the old
Yeah.
law books.
Oh, he's not a lawyer. I'm the lawyer.
Oh, well,
Yeah, Mike's the engineer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
but to tell you the truth,
yeah.
I mean, what are they holding on to it for?
I don't know because everything now is online.
It's,
And
My
it's
son is in
probably
law school.
holding
It's all
up.
revised.
It's all online. It's all, you know what I mean?
It's
Like,
all been revised, nothing's
Yeah.
correct.
It's probably holding up the wall.
Probably,
quite
exactly,
honest.
right? Yeah. Do you need help? No, that's
I
fine.
think we're ready to adjourn.
I think, you know what, motion?
But you know what? Yeah, motion to adjourn.
Second? All in favor?
All in favor?
I'm gonna remember to write down the time tonight.